Right. I think everything works. It looks like it does at least. Perfect. Taking my blanket because it's cold. Alright. Today I'm doing more coloring like I did yesterday. And I'm also probably gonna do some more animation. Ugh. I have a few pages, not that many, and they're not very complex. There's not a lot in each of them. So that's what I have. And I know I'm gonna be done with these pretty quickly. But the rest of the pages that I have, I don't want to show right now. Because I need to do the sketches. And when I do the sketches, I usually show the dialogue, which I don't want to show. So instead, I will be continuing this. My little character animation that I did on Tuesday. I haven't touched it since. There's a lot to fix, especially the body, the way the body moves and how it drags the arms with it. So I think I'm just gonna redo this layer and this one. Unless I can like fix the arms and I don't have to redo it all, but I'm not sure that's possible. I'm gonna, yeah, redo this one. I thought about fixing it, but maybe just redrawing it is better. It'll be faster at least. But first, the pages. This is for chapter 10. So not the one I was working on before. And I only have on the side a little reference open from chapter 9. Because Billy is wearing the same jacket and I think the same shoes. Yeah, the same shoes here, the same boots, so I'm gonna give her the same colors for those. And I don't trust myself to just remember them without doing that. I also have a package coming at some point, and I absolutely have to sign for it. So, we'll see. Website says between 10 and 2 today. But that's not very specific. Yeah, probably you're gonna just call me. But I'm so excited about it. If you follow me, well, if you follow me on Bluesky, you've probably seen me talk about it. I am so excited. Also, yesterday, I saw someone on TikTok mention that you could improve the quality of how your pages are displayed by choosing high quality in this menu, which I have, and by changing the DPI here. The problem is, when I change it, it changes the size of a centimeter. So that creator suggested raising it to like 600, but like a centimeter becomes 6. So I haven't changed it. I don't know. They don't have the same thing. I don't know if it's because of the different systems we use. But they also had like a screen tablet, so I'm not sure if that could play a role. I don't know, but yeah, that's what it looks like. Because I know there's a tablet here, a tablet option. So, yeah, if someone knows. Anyway. Nope. I don't know if my images even can be displayed at a higher quality. Because I think my screen is looks pretty nice. I don't know. But it was an interesting thing to check out, even if it didn't really end up doing anything. It was pretty cool to know that this is a possibility. I guess if I was working on really detailed designs, I'd probably raise that and just have more space to work on something really small. That sounds pretty practical. It's just one of those things that I think is good to know about the program, even if you don't really end up using it ever. If one day I do need it, I'll know where it is and how it works. Also, yesterday afternoon, I did end up streaming some more because I played Genshin. And I made some decent progress in the game, which is pretty nice. What is this? At a 2. Perfect. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be something I was enjoying, because obviously I have to like pay attention to both the game and the stream, but it was really nice. Even if Peachy said Paimon is annoying, which she's not. She's so cute. I love Paimon. Okay, what color clothes are we gonna give you? Ow. Because she has her usual jacket. I think I should give her some... Oh, well, no. Her shoes are the darkest color. I'll give you this. And this. For Mari. Because I could do dark pants, but then it would be the exact same colors as the previous chapter, so I don't really want to do that. We're gonna give her a lighter color for her sweater for once. Which almost never happens, but now that we have more colors to pick from, it doesn't have to be white, which is very nice. Also, one thing I did realize watching the playback, the VOD from yesterday's stream, is that you can hear my spacebar kind of loud. And I don't like that at all. So I'm gonna look and see if I can put something in it to stop it from like being so loud and being so echoey, I guess. Because it has let me see, it has 3 switches, but there's still a lot of empty space, so I can probably put like some sort of foam or whatever I can find around my apartment to make it not nearly as loud. Hello, welcome. We're doing coloring of my comic pages today, and then animation later, but first the pages. So I'm done with them. Okay, that works for that. We're gonna give her this color for the pants. And I think for Billy we'll do darker pants, the second color. What's the comic about? The comic is about these two, Mari on the left and Billy on the right, hunting ghosts. Well, trying their best to hunt ghosts, at least. They're in university, they're students, and Billy is very passionate about ghosts and wants to prove they exist, like find a lot of proof. And Mari doesn't believe in ghosts at all, but she saw a cute girl and she said, you know what? I'm sure it'll be fine. It's on Webtoon and it's kind of everywhere, really. Okay, and we can give her a white shirt, actually. That's pretty nice. Her usual jacket. I can't wait to draw Abby some more. After she's just been introduced and they're not even like really close friends or anything. I tried Webtoons before but didn't like the formatting. Yeah, it can be a very different way to read. I do mine in both format. I draw the pages first, like this, and then I will take the panels and put them in a vertical format for the entire chapter. But I draw the pages first because I think it's more fun. Which makes the formatting very annoying sometimes. When I have really wide panels that are very thin, in vertical it doesn't look all that great. But no. I usually take out the dialogues from these. Like if there's a speech bubble here, I'll just put it above. It's like going to the cinema to watch a movie, but it's filmed in portrait. I'm sure there are movies filmed like that. Honestly, it can be a really cool format, the vertical scroll. I've seen some really amazing comics made with it, but I find it really hard to panel myself. To make the panels that are interesting in the vertical format. And also I want to ultimately print this. So I'd rather do the pages first and reformat to vertical rather than do the opposite and do a vertical format first and then reformat to pages. Because when you go from vertical to pages, often you have to redraw a lot of stuff because it's just too small. Oh, I should have done this one first. The ones in the middle, there's nothing. The art of paneling and the collector aspect is gone with Webtoons. For the collector aspect, I can definitely see why. There's not a lot of printed versions, except for like really big ones. But for the art of paneling, I don't think it's true. I just think it's a different way to go about it. And it requires different skills in a way. I have a few. Well, I have one where I really went all in with the vertical format. I did the designs for it a while ago on stream. It's a baking story. Well, it's not really about baking. It's about family and grief, but there's a large baking theme as well. It's just not really the focus. And I paneled it in vertical directly, but I did the panels a while ago when I just didn't really know the size of stuff. And some of the panels are way too long, so I need to fix that before I can like draw them for real. And I also have a very specific idea of what I want for the style, but it's not really reflected in the roughs that I have. Composition doesn't have to be only in a wide format. Reads more like a storyboard. I think that's more due to the deadlines than the format itself. Because a lot of webtoons have very tight deadlines. The original ones at least. The ones that are contracted by Webtoon. So you have to make sacrifices somewhere. And drawing comics already takes so long. I could never do a chapter a week, I don't think. Or like I was saying yesterday, not without like a huge buffer. Just to feel safe. What color did I use for this? This one, okay. The panels of most of these comics have also thrown away environmental designs and only used them in establishing shots. Yeah, that's to save time. Because drawing a background takes a million years, and if you have to draw them in every panel, you're gonna do 2 pages a month, if that. Also, it's not fun. I don't like doing backgrounds. When I win the lottery, I will hire my friends to draw all my backgrounds for me. And it'll be no problem. We have this one. Okay. Environment art is fun. I wish I found it fun. I wish I loved doing backgrounds, but no. I'm a character artist through and through. But I understand most of them use filters on images or AI. No, most of them use 3D. And then you can put like maybe a filter, but most often you do 3D with a ton of custom brushes on top. For stuff like foliage, lots of flowers. I have so many flower brushes that I never use, but they're so pretty, I wanted them so bad. I also have to find, because I have a ton of clippy points from the Logan bonus from January, a few months ago. I have a ton of points that I haven't used, and some of them are expiring at the end of this month. I got an email this morning, well, tonight, about that, so I need to check that to make sure I don't lose them. I would love to find more brushes or assets of stuff related to comics, but a lot of them are not very well labeled. Like, it's hard to find them with only looking for those terms. So I'm thinking of looking on like TikTok and stuff for people talking about the assets they use the most that aren't like the lasso tool and stuff like that. Because if I could find a nice set of emoji and like phone related things that I could use, it would be really good, so I wouldn't have to draw them. But often they don't really match the style and they're not in black and white. So I might just make my own. But I've been brainstorming for a bunch of emotes I'd like to make for Discord mostly. Because on the server I have with my friends, when we like approve stuff, I think it would be really fun to have little custom ones on the server directly so everyone can use them. And what I kind of want to do is everyone's little face with either a thumbs up or a thumbs down for if they approve of something or don't approve of something. I think that would be cute. But I have to draw everyone like twice. I wish more people did environment. It's kind of a shame seeing people calling themselves artists not doing 90% of the work. I think the majority of artists... What the hell are they doing upstairs? I think the majority of artists kind of lost the ability to make art. Stuff like cathedrals, traditional print. Lost the time. Have you gone to art school? Because we did a ton of that in art school. But it was more... We did a ton of environment, which was definitely not my favorite subject. And a lot of studying. Including, well, the buildings in the city and stuff. Which we did. There is a... I guess it's a cathedral in the city. And we did do that with paints and stuff. But it was a foundation to be able to draw whatever you want after that. Because, like, I guess I could draw those things, but they don't really interest me. I did. You can tell the one who just did it because it's an assignment and not because they genuinely want to learn. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. My favorite student in my school was some guy who would do nothing in anatomy class, like actively not draw the model. And then when we got, because my first year had like the first part of the year, everyone was together. That's semester 1. And in the second semester, there were 3 branches. There was like 3D art and just 3D. We didn't do animation in first year. There was game design and what most of us wanted, which was 2D, with the goal of going to the 2D animation degree, the game design degree, and the 3D art and animation degrees. And those were based on grades. And only on grades. Like, you could request the one you wanted, but if you didn't have the grades, they wouldn't put you in there. And the people who didn't draw anything in anatomy class requesting to go to 2D was kind of insane to me. And they didn't get it. But yeah. A lot of the environment drawings for me were just assignments. Especially since for the last year I knew I would be doing production and animation, and someone else did all the backgrounds. I don't even think I contributed like 2 sketches to the concept phase of the film. I was just doing characters. And spreadsheets. Many spreadsheets. Which was very fun. I think the burning of Notre Dame Cathedral, it got me thinking about how most buildings just utilize international designs. Traditional masonry work and sculpting is now niche, which is sad. Yes, I think you should, I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a video on YouTube I saw recently talking about exactly that, which was specifically focused on the United Nations office in New York, the way it was constructed and the way it was immediately failing after it was finished, compared to older New York buildings and the way they work, the way they're conceived to resist the elements and still look good and interesting and not be like too expensive. I think that would be of interest to you. But yes, modern buildings are for the most part boring to me as well. Because it's all in the like, it's a structure and they put like cladding on top. And this is what you see. And it's usually just like sheets of metals or whatever. They're building one right across my window right now. And it's basically just a window, a large metal sheet, another window, a large metal sheet. And it's so ugly. But I guess it's modern or whatever. In contrast, a lot of precast concrete buildings also look dull. Man, that is so... I feel like this is targeted because right now my backgrounds are all just gray blocks. There will be more later. I don't mind some buildings being like just concrete with nothing if it's an interesting shape. If there's something with like the way the shapes are arranged or something like that. I'm not a big fan of the tower of glass and metal, basically. Tower of brick and glass, however, and a little metal. Very nice. Whoops. Haven't checked your comic, so oh, no worries. It's just that right now it's just one big block of gray background. which looks really boring, but it's easier for contrast. What did I give you? Actually, we're gonna put that here. Cool. It's this one? Yes. Has this thing, the tracking, updated since it's 9:30? Nope. Well, guess it's for this afternoon then. For the animation that I'm doing later, I'm also hesitant to do the clean directly in Clip Studio, because I know I said I do like TV Paint. Well, I said that to I actually, but I don't know. With how many layers I have, do I really want to bother? If it was Harmony, I'd say yes, absolutely, just for the coloring. But I also need to redo the animatic this afternoon, because I forgot the other day. I forgot how to read a few days ago, and I just didn't realize that frame 23, like shot 23, shouldn't be there twice, and that it was actually a new version of said shot. And so it's in there twice. Guess we can see it here. And I forgot my stupid timer again. Oh my god. Do I have a notebook? Where did it go actually? I'm gonna write that in purple ink because I can. I didn't put my cables back to where they usually are yesterday evening. So now everything is weird on my desk. Here in its coloring. Have I not done any for this chapter? Oh, maybe not. Chapter 10. Okay. Start. Okay. 3 seconds later. I'll just change the start time later. If I was watching a ghost video or a movie about the haunting, I'd love to see more of the building and its rich history. Yeah. I really like watching, well, mostly listening, I'll be honest. Listening to stories about haunted places. I haven't really designed any very complex buildings for them to go to. I have the one for Halloween. But for Halloween like this year. Not last year. That's in a while. Which has a ton of stuff. But I haven't finished any of the planning for it. Anything in particular that inspired you? Yes. For the comic as a whole, what are they doing? Oh, it's because they got a crane. For the comic as a whole, it was the BuzzFeed Unsolved dynamic between the two hosts. I thought that was really fun, even though we're not really in the same vibe, because this isn't like a comedy. I have watched a ton of horror movies of varying quality. Let's be honest about that. And I have read some books. Not many, because I find them very scary. And for the places specifically, so far they've gone to a church, which was very simple, nothing special about it. A manor that had a ghost in it, and I guess it was kind of like, I'm gonna say the Winchester house, but not nearly the same, because the house itself wasn't haunted, it was the gardens, like the grounds. And for the Halloween one, I listened to a story. Oh, I don't remember what the place was called. Do I have it somewhere? Because it was a while ago. It was a house in the US which had been built in like a forest somewhere really calm, really out of the way. And it had been abandoned by the first family after they saw something coming up from the basement. Then it was really hard to sell, and then every time someone bought it and went to live there, either they saw things or they just hated it and decided to go away because it was like, it had weird vibes. I don't remember the name. So that was mostly that, and for the house itself, I got a floor plan from an older house which was built in stages, and my idea is to have the building have been used for different things. Like at some point it's a public building and then it becomes a private house, that sort of stuff, so we can have a variety of ghosts that all have reasons to be there and they just didn't appear randomly someday. Forests, I've thought about it, but in the manner, I think they spent 2 episodes there. I drew so much forests and trees and bushes and stuff. I don't want to do it again. It was so much worse than drawing a building. Which I didn't expect. I thought it would be like easy because I don't have to reference as many details and stuff. They move around the forest quite a lot. I don't have to match the trees and everything. But it's actually so much work. Well, I like listening mostly to... I listen to a lot of channels like Nextpo, Mr. Ballin, all of that, where it's more missing people and weird disappearances than outright hauntings. So I think that's more interesting. Should be this one, isn't it? Yes, perfect. Mr. Ballin is my favorite. The videos are so good, and there's so many of them. It's just so interesting. He did a video of Bris La Spesa. It was really good. I don't know that one. I'm gonna write it down. If you like this channel, I highly recommend Kyoto Robato. Okay. This is going in the notebook. I'm curious. More channels to listen to. Love that. Covers true crimes, mystery events in Japan. She's unique because a lot of events are covered in Japanese documents, which most YouTubers don't have access to. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'll check that out. Interesting. For tomorrow, I'm watching the Full of Civilization episode on the Mongols, which I technically have already listened to, but there's the video version now, and it's like 7 hours long. So tomorrow I'm watching that, because this afternoon I don't have the time, it's too long. Scary Interesting. Oh, I watched all of Scary Interesting. And Kyle Hates Hiking is another favorite. Kyle focuses on missing people or events centered around nature parks. I think I've watched one of his videos about a father and his son going climbing and having a bad fall. The name is familiar at least, but I'll add that to the list. And I relate because I also hate hiking. I can walk as long as it takes to get anywhere on a flat surface. That's no problem. But going up a mountain, come on. One channel I also really enjoy is Adventures Gone Wrong. I always forget the name of the woman who presents, like who does the speaking. But she's very thorough with like the stories of the people. And I really like specifically the video she did on the Everest 96 disaster. It's in 2 or 3 parts. And it's very detailed, and it goes into a lot of detail specifically about the different people in the expedition, where they came from, what credentials they had. I really like that, because sometimes videos about like climbing disasters, Everest, K2, Annapurna, they gloss over the people just saying like, oh, he's a very accomplished climber. Okay, but is he a dickhead? Because that matters sometimes more if you're in a large group. So I really like that. But I can't watch all of her videos because some of them are just too tragic. And it makes me sad. What am I doing? That's the wrong character. What? Oh my god. And I just did it for half the drawing. Well, there's a lot of people who worship Chris McCandless, but he was kind of a goofball. Okay. Oh, I was thinking of the wrong person. I was thinking of Chris Watts. And I was like, what? Chris. Oh, yeah, him. Yeah, okay. They ignored advice from people in the area. Yeah. I wasn't familiar with the story. Someone did a video recently about it. I don't remember who. But yeah, it sounds kind of someone unprepared. Sounds like. Chris Watts is also a goofball. I would call him an idiot more than a goofball. Come on. And that's the nicest thing I have to say about him. What the hell was that? Why did it switch? Guy had everything and then threw it all away. Yeah. Thinking he was so smart too. With some really bad acting. I don't know if it was... I don't think it was JCS. I think it was Dreading that did a video on this. And I watched the whole thing and it was really hard. I skipped some of the portions where it's like the footage, I think it's body cam footage or security cameras in his home. And I just skipped it because it was like horrible. The footage where his neighbor offered. Yeah. And it's the crazy part is that everyone was like so kind and so nice, and it's just this guy in the middle of everything. acting like it's no big deal. Ugh. It's like I was getting scrutinized by the police at that point. Yeah. Horrible guy. No sympathy for him. And his very poor acting skills. Okay, what page is this? No, there's 2 more afterwards. Why did everything... Whoops. What the hell? Don't understand why it did. You can't see, but the 2 other pages afterwards have like the little dot asking to save. Don't know if it was Dreading or JCS that did the Dahlia de Polito video. I am not familiar with this one. If it was the latest JCS AI bullshit, I didn't watch it. It was deleted before I even clicked on it. So I don't know. Lots of stuff I haven't watched. Some of them are just too long. Okay, we said this, and then this, and her shoes as well. Oh, that sounds very familiar. That sounds very familiar, actually. Was it the one where the police pretended to be the guy and met her in like a car or something? And there was like a camera in the car, and at some point she looks straight at the camera. I think that might be her. Yeah, it's that one. It was incredible. Like, she just messaged some guy like, hey, can you find me a hitman? What? What kind of friends do you have? Or you just randomly message that? Incredible. The endless loop of delegating a task to keep the money to yourself. Amazing. Can't even get a good hitman these days. It collapsed because the price got too low. Amazing. I mean, maybe it was at least better than using the website rentahitman.com. imagine saying to your friend, oh yeah, this person wanted me to get killed, but it didn't work because they were too cheap. Amazing. ADV China has a lot of hilarious stories like these. The focus on China. They are going in the list. I'm gonna have so much stuff to watch this afternoon. I don't know if I'm playing or not. Because I kind of really wanna, but I also have things to do. I got given more shots for Prank a Bank to clean up. I haven't watched them yet. And I want to play. Okay, why is there an extra line? If I do animation, I will watch a bunch of stuff. When I was a kid, when I was like in high school, I would read a ton of like thriller and horror books. And at that time, I didn't have internet during the week because I was at school the whole time. What the hell is that? But then I discovered like podcasts and people just telling me about stuff. I struggle with audiobooks, but podcasts are different if there's only one person presenting. I don't like when it's like a duo talking to each other. And interviews, it depends how it's edited. And I listened to the podcast from Wondery about Dunch. Dr. Death, it's called. It was super interesting. Very well made. There were a few interviews and like phone recordings and stuff, but it wasn't the main part of it. And it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And that was the first podcast I listened to entirely. And they did a second season. And I also listened to that, and it was even worse. And I thought it can't be any worse. It can't be that bad. After Dunch, it could. It was worse. Struggle with books because when I read a page, I get carried away with how the entire place looks like. In video games, I look at a texture that I really like and just quit playing before turning on Maya. Oh no. That could not be me. I hate Maya with my entire heart. I'm sorry. Podcasts do I rank highest? Ooh. Okay, the first one is Fall of Civilizations. I mentioned it earlier. It's a history podcast where the host will tell you about how a civilization collapsed. But it goes in great detail. There's a lot of how the people lived at the time, not just the important ones, what decisions actually led to the decline or collapse of the society, what we know about them, what we don't really know but suspect, stuff like what they ate, what religion they practiced. Just is so interesting. And it's really well made. And on YouTube there's an audio version, and then a few weeks and months later they do a video version where it's like B-roll of stuff related to what they're talking about. Very good. Second would be Dr. Death, because I really enjoyed it, even if it was horrible. What's the name of this one? Do I have it on Spotify? You're offline. Yes, I know. It's on my phone, doesn't go off every stupid notification I get. Podcasts. Yes, it's called the History of Egypt podcast. And it's the same as Fall of Civilization. It's very, very detailed. It's about Egypt. And it goes into specific subjects. The first part of the podcast is just a timeline of Egypt. Just a wider look at it. Not a lot of detail. And then the second part is focusing on specific people, specific events, specific things. Like maybe a part of the culture or something like that. And it's also really well made and nice to listen to. And it's just one person talking. Those are the only one I can think of right now. If you can stomach Dr. Death, I highly recommend it. Both seasons. But it can sometimes be really difficult because it's about medical malpractice and it explains like what happened to the patients and exactly how bad it is. So it can be really hard. And to me, the first season was bad because it was one guy just doing all those things and no one really noticing. The people in charge of him, like his education, just not paying attention. But the second one was worse because there was one doctor doing just like a bunch of bullshit. But there was also an institution, the Karolinska Institute, who was on his side for way too long. And trying to undermine other doctors. And it was just very infuriating. If you have any recommendations, I'm also taking them. Adding them to the list. I don't know if because I have a Hobonichi Weeks and it has a page for 100 list and I don't put anything in there because I never have any real ideas. But I don't know if the cousin has it as well. I know it doesn't have a lot of notes pages. Actually, I can check it. Ow. Oops. Nothing fell from the shelf. Counting that as a win. Ooh, it does. Oh no, that's the 365. Yeah, here. My 100. Where I didn't put anything last year. In any year. Ouch. Because either I do things daily, or weekly. So 100 of anything isn't really something I find useful. But since it's just like a long like list page, I could just put stuff to check out. It's more practical than having a separate notebook, and there's no notes pages, so. Okay. Don't listen to podcasts as much. Maybe something like Joe Rogan, ADV China, or long form game dev streams. Okay, interesting. I don't know if dev streams are something I would understand anything about. Not very familiar with the specifics of how games are made. Like the tech side. Sometimes watch Thomas brush streams to get inspiration while texturing. Ooh. Technical or visual inspiration? What I mean by that is like how you can make things or how they can look. Both, okay. We never did, well, I was in 2D for my degree, so obviously we didn't do 3D. But in my foundation year, we did some 3D, and we were supposed to get to a little bit of texturing and a little bit of rigging, oh my god. But we never did because lockdown started, and we switched teacher, and it just turned into a whole mess. And I didn't learn much during the second semester because of that. It looks so complicated from afar. That's white. That's, oops. This one. Ouch. They're so small. So baby. Oh, where did it send me? this one and another one. And it's been an hour and 15 minutes. Okay. I definitely didn't have enough pages. I also need to figure out the cover. Because this chapter has a cover, like a design. But it's really the title that's bothering me the most. I have a few ideas, but none of them are really good. Like, they're fine, they're not great. And the titles just isn't what I was expecting to struggle so much with. But every time I'm like, oh, I should have just done numbers. What am I gonna call the next one? Every time. What does this say? Preparing, okay. Her shirt is white. The color I need to remember. And this as well. Okay. One page left. Oh, there's only this? Oh, that's gonna be quick. This one. Oh, because that's later. I was gonna like reference her outfit, but she's wearing something different. Yes, she is. It looks very similar, but it's a different thing. And the color we're gonna leave white. And the last bit of shading. Okay. After an hour and 20 minutes, I'm done with my pages. There's not that many. And this one, can't forget. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick break, get some water, do some stretching, and then I'll be doing this. Man, I really need to brighten my screen. Oh, is that gonna work? Oh, it does. Nice. Okay. Okay, lots to fix, but first, stretching. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm gonna close all of this, which you can't see, but I can. And I'm going to put this one on the side. So I have a reference of what I'm supposed to look like. Okay. I don't want to put the software to white because it's gonna burn everyone's eyes. But I need a lighter background to work because it's really bright today. It's really sunny and warm and pretty outside. So all right. Didn't name my layers last time, which is a mistake. I'm gonna do that right now. Do I have anything back? No. I've learned from my mistakes from that one time I knocked my water. It's this one that I need to redo. I'm gonna put like this. The arms I'm going to lock. A spear, my favorite part. Okay. Did they message me back? No. Coucou Chacha. Comment ça va? Ow. Lost my pen there for a second. What is this? Charts. Do I need these? Okay, I'm back. I wasn't expecting my package to come right now, since the tracking says it's not currently out for delivery. So I don't know what happened there, but I got it. Oh, cannot wait to open it. Sorry about that. C'est un peu la journée poisse, j'ai taché mon pantalon beige clair 2 fois en 1 heure. Oh là là! Parce que t'as fait de la peinture? Okay, I need to center my brain again. Cold. Non, j'existe tout simplement. Ah. Je vois, je vois. Courage. Je te dirais bien c'est bientôt le week-end, mais c'est pas vraiment bientôt le week-end. How am I gonna do this? I want the shape of the body to be more consistent, because there's a lot of popping throughout, especially this side and the line in the middle, which I don't regret because it looks cool, but is gonna give me some trouble for sure. This is why I like cleaning up other people's shots way more than I like making my own. The very rough sketch, I'm good, it's fun. A slightly more refined sketch, oh my god. Okay, a slightly more refined sketch, it's still somewhat fun. And then you get to this part where you have to make it clean. Not completely clean, but enough that you can do lines. And it's just the worst. Anyway. I think I want to work from this one more, because it's from the same view. This one is from the side. I don't need this right now. And I don't really need this either. This one is from the side and it's not the same sort of shapes. But this one is the same pose on purpose. And I need to not forget the line on the side. Time is it? 10:37. Okay. So this has been approved basically by the rest of the group. So I don't have to worry about it. Okay, good. Now we go back here. In a dark color. I think maybe the fact that I haven't gotten used to this design. I've only done like the two reference poses, and that's about it. Doesn't help. This side needs to be short. This element on the side, I don't know exactly how to call it. And this one is in the same spot, so it's number 1 again. And we have this, and number 1 goes here. That's so weird. It moves in a weird way. I'm gonna do my best to fix it, but it's probably the best I can do. A, B, C, and D like I had yesterday, just so I know a bit better where I am. Ow. I keep cracking my spine. In a way that's probably not very good for me. Oh well. Okay. This one that goes a lot more to the other side, which I don't think is what we want. I guess the main problem is that in this pose, it looks like this, and this pose it looks like this. Which changes the shape quite a lot. For these I'm gonna go very simple and do an in between. No thoughts. It definitely works better than the first version. I just sneezed really loud. And oh, this one is ugly. I can feel spring coming. And the pollen spreading through the air. Which is gonna be so much fun. Can't wait. Okay, I think that's all of them. Let's still pop here. This one. The shape is just slightly different. That works for me, and then we're gonna do another one of the arms, because that's what needs the most fixing. And I think after that I can do clean lines. Je vois sur Discord mon anime, tu peux regarder bien sûr. Ça marche super bien. Le seul truc, c'est que ta mèche sur le côté droit du dessin, la mèche à côté du visage, elle rétrécit un petit peu à un moment au lieu de voler sur le côté. Genre t'as une toute petite truc. Ouh là là. Si c'est bon. En fait t'as ton visage comme ça et ta mèche qui est là. Sur certaines poses, elle devient plus courte au lieu de devenir genre plus sur le côté. Sinon ça marche super bien, j'adore comment ça fait le short. Trop mignon, j'adore. Et je pense que tu peux réduire peut-être un petit peu l'amplitude en hauteur. Après je me rends pas compte parce que c'est sur fond blanc. Mais voir peut-être genre mettre une ligne là où elle part. Et voir si tu fais une grosse distance ou pas. Parce que faut aussi... vu qu'il y aura des trucs autour, plus ta distance elle est grande et plus il faudra que ton personnage il soit petit. Pour quand même rentrer dans le cadre. C'est pour ça que j'avais dit à Péroline de faire attention à son mouvement de côté pour pas qu'elle soit obligée de le mettre trop petit en fait. Pas de soucis. C'est trop mignon, j'ai trop hâte de voir. On va avoir un résultat tellement cool. Côté frame, j'ajoute des poses. T'es en combien? Moi ça me choque pas en tout cas le nombre de poses que t'as. Moi j'avais testé en 2s et 3s. Mais en fait en 3 frames c'était trop lent. Genre on dirait qu'elle bougeait à travers de la purée. Du coup j'ai mis en 2. Mais ça c'est plus comme tu le sens en vrai. Si tu trouves que la vitesse là elle est bien, tu peux laisser comme ça. Je fais 4 pauses once, mais j'ai mis 2 images par seconde. Progrès, c'est pas très pratique côté frame. Ouais, ça, c'est pas ce qu'il y a de plus intuitif. Moi, je trouve que ça bouge bien. Ça me choque pas les frames ni quoi. Juste, ouais, par rapport à l'amplitude en hauteur, mais sinon, non, ça marche. T'as pas besoin d'en faire plus. Avec les petits nœuds qui bougent en bas, c'est trop mignon. Ouais, ça marche super bien. La hauteur, ouais, c'est vraiment mieux. Le short, trop bien. Les pieds, trop bien. Les cheveux derrière et les petites couettes, ça marche bien. C'est juste, ouais, du coup, la petite mèche où il y a encore un petit pop. Oups. Oups. T'as été super rapide. J'avoue que j'ai un peu hâte de voir ce que Ayal va faire comme mouvement. Vu que son design il est quand même assez compliqué. Il y a plein de trucs. Je suis curieuse de voir ce qu'elle va choisir. Yes, moving to the side. Yeah. Okay, that works for me. Oh, it was Wendy Goon who did the Christmas candles video. Yes, I'm just remembering that now, but the tab was still open. Mon bras et la jambe. La jambe, ça marche super bien. Le bras, il y a un endroit où ça pop. Il y a un endroit où ça fait... Genre ta main, elle est là. T'as un moment où elle est un petit peu plus haute et après elle est basse. Et sinon, ça tourne genre sur ce mouvement. Il y a un moment où elle est un petit peu plus haute. Un tout petit peu trop haute. La jambe, ça marche nickel. Même avec le petit ruban, ça suit bien. Tip top. Chacha qui se lance dans l'animation. Ok, c'est bon. I can't believe I'm hungry and it's 11. And I had breakfast. Okay, I know why I don't like it. This... oh, it's the first one. I don't like... how this looks at all. Compared to the others. And of course now there's all of this. That's way worse. What the hell is this doing? guess it's the way the curve looks that I don't like. Maybe. It's this one also. Well, let's just do the others and see. C'est si dur. Ah bah oui, hein. Le bras, nickel. Pour le petit ruban, ça marche super bien aussi sur sa baguette. Franchement, c'est stylé, hein. Très bien. J'allais dire, les petits rubans, ils sont super clean, mais tu les as fait en... Enfin, tu les as sectionnés et tu les as tournés, je pense que tu les as pas redessinés. J'ai cru que j'allais éternuer, mais non. Sectionner et redessiner. Ok. Et bah les petits rubans, ils sont super clean. Alors, là, on est là. Je me fais du mal. La verte, c'est celle d'après et la bleue, c'est celle d'avant. Donc ça, c'est bon. Ça, c'est pas bon. Okay. This one, I guess. Doesn't change anything. And this one is the one at the bottom as well. I took 4 lines of notes and I have ink on my fingers. Amazing. And these are the ones on top. Mm. Did I? Yes, I did both arms. let's see. I think in some places the connection with like the arm looks weird. The top is fine, but here. Well, no, I don't like it. can't be that hard. Okay, works for me. I think it's clean enough to do lines on top. I don't think I need to clean it more. One thing I do want to do now, however, wrong one, this one. In order, I'm going to do the feet on their own layer, the soles of the feet on their own layer, where they don't move the entire time. I'm gonna do the feet and the legs on a separate layer because they move at the exact same time, and they can be at the back, and then I can close the shape here. I'm gonna do the body and the neck on their own layer, like this. The legs on their own, the feet on their own, the soles. I'm gonna do the back of the arms alone, this part, and then the front of the arms and the hands together, so it can go at the front. For the spear, oh, actually, well, no, the spear can be in the middle of them, because that's why it's above the back of the arm but under the hands. That's good. And then the head, because the head moves a very simple movement, and then the hair. And that's how I'm going to separate everything. This makes a lot of sense, I'm sure. This needs to be smaller. Not that it matters, but that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers. Which is kind of a lot of layers. But yeah. It means if I close my shapes well enough, I'm gonna have to do a back of the hair as well. And this will go with the head, I think. Okay, we'll see. The layering for the head, I might just do a folder specifically for it. Just so it's on top of the body, but I have like the head itself, the little device, the back of the hair that goes behind, and the front of the hair. Or I might just do a really clean line art for everything. I don't know. First, this, It's number 5. $10.80. I'm pretty happy with everything I did today. All the pages that I did earlier in this. It's only a small modification, but it changes quite a lot. And I think I'm gonna stop here for today. Because I'm tired. I've been focused for too long. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here for the animation. I don't know if I'm streaming this afternoon. If I am, I'll just announce it like 10 minutes before on Bluesky probably. I don't know. I don't know if I have it in me to do more or not. But we will see. So let's put the little end card. That is so cute. Very nice. And let's see if we can rate someone.